Looks like a lot of aggression on that B site. Nade already out and blitzing in as Camo. A little bit of space taken, pushed back though by Mr. Fallen. A good return from that defensive side with rotates on the way. It's going to be CNED and Mr. Fallen having to hold the fort while the rest of the squad makes their way through, and Mr. Fallen's being tagged terribly low, both in fact falling just as the rest of the squad emerges in heaven. And Koi are isolating every duel, taking these players down and leaving a sliver of health as the only hope here in the pistol.
In the last few weeks of Split 1, but they were never really able to get things over the line, so making sure they don't take too many risks early on.
Looks like he's got the jump on the first play around the corner. No support. Starzo's down, but they've got a post plant set up already. Grabinho being isolated doesn't do them a lot of favors, though. That's going to be a Bulldog retrieve for FUT.
Yeah, this was rifles on the rest of the players, so although that fake did work, they've now got to make sure that they clean things up from here. A lot of players not with any weaponry, though. And a captain has been able to retrieve a gun, but he'll fall as well. The smoke might help it go into a third hand, but thus far it's been cursed for FUT.
Yeah, especially lack of shields going into those fights. You saw how quickly the spams were able to take them down. Diffused already halfway, but here comes the swing, and it stopped just in time. Here as well, there's players everywhere. And it looks like FUT are coming ahead in the fight, somehow thriving in the chaos. Pushes him back still. He wants to go down. That little bit of cash, and looks like that will be granted. Mr. Fallen.
With that showstopper, Paranoia solid. It's going to give CNED the space. In fact, that a captain. He's going to move in on his own. And now CNED's, you know what, you've had all the fun. I'm going to clean up the rest of this round. Ultimate's building, farming almost for the side of FUT. And well, already we're going to have ourselves an Andaluthia flawless.
But I can feel it coming. And right off rip, CNED's getting up in their faces. Showstopper used by Camo, still available. Although I don't know if it's going to find its mark. Gecko utility perfectly cutting it off with the mosh pit. Flash in, backside though. Here comes Starzo up close, ready for the fight, but shut down. It's Cracks, 2 kills, and then Yedige chimes in, cuts off the reinforcements, and here comes the information. It forces them out of the smoke into their waiting arms. Reinforcements are on the way. Cracks pulls out the ultimate as well. Thrash right up into heaven. Play through from Starzo, good for 1, but they need something else to pull them back into this round. And with Starzo on 40 HP, and now another player dropped, it's just getting worse. Only Shadow left to hold on against 4 players, a few seconds to get the spike planted. It's not even possible.
If you're selling fakes, you almost have to have sold an idea in the first place.
Okay, FUT in the early rounds for a few seconds, and the timing is absolutely perfect. Grabinho had no chance. They call for a smoke, but wanting to get in their face, and it's Cracks. They're challenging alongside Mr. Fallen. The reinforcements are here, and now they don't stand a chance. Koi left with just 1 man. Starzo behind enemy lines. He snuck his way in and might have a chance if they assume him to be in main, but Cracks has got eyes in the back of his head.
Now with the Viper's pit down, you have to hope that his team are going to be able to hold long enough for him to get into position.
By the time he gets to Heaven Town, they're already going to be out of Heaven on the site, but it looks like they're having a good time holding until CNED gets involved. It came close, but Shadow stays alive. The quick push out of Cracks catches him. Eventually, the Viper's pit falls, and now here comes the flank. A little bit late, and it's even being watched.
Put my ult in spawn, I'll go get it.
Well, now they're rotating, and the B side is under threat. Koi, a lot of presence here, but down below, Yedige and Attic Captain are holding on strong until eventually they're put in their place, shut down right here and now, and already 1 player is going to be seized by it. They want to get up in their face, but another kill for Camo. He's eventually put down. CNED on the site, Cracks up top, and it's a perfect combination. Yep, well, it was 2-0 to Koi. Okay, CNED. Oh, he's in danger. It's actually Attic Captain that ends up taking the brunt side of it. And that's the advantage. Coming into Koi's hands early on. A decoy shot, deep nade from CNED. He might actually catch Camo a little bit out in the open, but the spray is a little awkward. No conclusion either way, but both raises now quite low. Starzo gets backside control with the ult, but it's all a ruse.
Cracks is waiting, watching. First kill goes his way, but actually, he's not hit his shot. As far away from the action as humanly possible. CNED desperately low, will go down. Yedige's still here though, but he will fall.
Somehow I'm not believing just yet, while Mr. Fallen's still drawing breath, but that's finally come to a close. And after initial contact, and this time they will be with a showstopper slowing them down, and Yedige drop. Okay, now they commit to B. Now all they have to do is deal with CNED.
And that's exactly what they'll do. Camo has been able to come back in after taking a lot of damage. I don't know if they'll be expecting him this late.
No, you wouldn't think so. And now their eyes are firmly locked forward, so that flank is free. FUT held down, 2 on site. 2 to the bottom of ramp as well. They won't get contact in the initial fight, and they'll be smoked off as well. Okay, Koi's utility is working for them, sectioning off some of these fights. They even catch out a captain in the open. That's a free kill to follow up on, and they know that CNED's close. He doesn't stop him from the first, and the lack of ammo is all that seems to separate them. But a big swing from the group on site leaves only Yedege. With the defuse underway, a lot of players going to be body blocking, stepping in to fire right back, and Koi have found their second pistol round. Instant aggression out of FUT for mid, looking for the control. Classics in hand. This is where it gets scary. Out of captain with a classic, but he's being put to bed. And the spike has fallen into the hands of Koi. All the time these rounds can just come down to damage. Sectioning off B side towards spawn. Camo holds first cross, does well, and then the support from Grabinho is perfect. That's the follow-up they needed.
Shadow as well. They may be slightly better off in terms of the weaponry. Mostaz has got off to a decent start, just about manages to get out of there. But he's more so baiting for Shadow, and Shadow gets absolutely nothing. Left onto Stazo to try and do it all. He's going to be overwhelmed. Krax is having a game, and Yedege is right there alongside him.
Used to seeing the... Oh, well, here it is, actually. Yedege moving right past the defender's danger beacon and moving into heaven. Doesn't look like he'll have a chance to strike those. Grabinho sectioned off and pushed down by the rest of the squad.
One-off thrash for Krax.
Oh, does well after being distracted by the Dizzy to still land that kill, but Grabinho down to 43. Not online just yet from Mr. Fallen. I thought it might be coming through, but it was a flash instead. Backside, Grabinho down after 1, and Shados locked out. 36 HP.
The only piece of utility online, though, is going to be that seize. Well, already 2 players getting dropped. Shadow trying to do anything he can. The stun is definitely going to make things a little bit more awkward for Grabinho. Hey, he's been almost left out to dry. On the back side, that's a nice shot. We'll try for a little bit more, but stuck in the aftershock, didn't really stand a chance.
Camo already has his ult, but certainly not the round for using it. The bullet to the head will delay that possibility. Out of captains. Okay, yeah, I was going to say, he's getting a little bit aggressive. He's offering them up a rifle, but he bails out, running it back. Well, an ultimate will be expanded by Starzo. What's the plan to work around it? We'll presumably see some utility fired through to support him, or else this flash is going to have to be damn near perfect. It's CNED that he's looking to challenge the flash. CNED's turned the other way. It's the easiest kill of his life. At least the return is there, but Rolling Thunder used up in heaven. It's actually caught Shados, who dies of falling damage! They're not even killing them with their guns! This is ridiculous environmental hazards, what they're relying on to win this game. FUT have got it all except for the players. It's all down to Yedege now, a spam through the smoke. Diffused halfway already. Here comes the heaven peak. In fact, the peak down below from Shadow. Koir going aggressive. Straight up in the waiting hands of Yedege and CNED. The first foul, showstopper. Oh, he waits. The patience. Grabinho tried to play him. Not going to be here in time with the smoke blocking him off. At least the nade goes through. Look at that little gap. Tiny gap to fire right back in. It almost works to Camo's favor, but Mr. Fallen puts him down.
Yeah, now they get the save. CNED still watching. He talked about diving in and getting 4Ks. Well, he's one away.
Heaven wrap.
Well, Krax is a little bit too quick on the trigger.
But already.
Oh.
Oh, okay, goodbye.
Where did... Wait, did... Starzo was next to him and TP'd away.
He's out?
Yeah, he left. It seems a bit harsh. I thought he would have stayed there and tried to defend his teammate. I guess they wanted to try and play that one as a retake instead. Nightfall thrown through. And we'll give the information on to CNED. Camo's now going to lead the way, but already CNED, he can't hear. He's got lower health, and he's still going to kill everyone anyway. It makes absolutely no difference. In fact, he's looking to try and get the ace. It will be stolen away after he falls.
Camo's going to have to do it without sliding in and firing at their heads, but Shados is there to back him up. Yedege already down. Mr. Fallen does well to recover, but 5 HP left. Bit of damage done either way. And it's all to play for on the A site. Still some players left elsewhere. In fact, it was just Starzo further back outside. And FUT, well, they're about to have a big battle on their hands. Dodging the paranoia. Krax gets one and tucked in the corner. Oh, Camo's lucky to check it. That could have fallen apart. Back to a 2v2. HP is the big difference here, but nobody's one shot to that Sheriff just yet.
Spike planted.
Spike in their favor. The double peek. Not bad. And now left all onto CNED. Waiting to see if the peak will come out from Shados. Patiently waiting is Camo. And there isn't a swing. He's expecting there to be one, expecting the trade to come through, but Shados has dedicated himself to the little corner, and then they'll peek this one together. It could give a gun on the other side. They're ready, though, waiting for CNED's re-peek. They are pushing back in, clearly feeling very confident in how much damage they might be able to do here, maybe realizing how much has been invested in the past. And they've got a couple of players low. I'd be surprised if they get too much more from this, but already one player dropped, and EDG is
aggressive information anymore. Instead, looking to reinforce the B site, but Mr. Fallen still loses his life. First shots do connect, but only to the body, although that headshot will eventually put Camo down. Neck and neck. Looks like they'll try to take space towards heaven to make up for the lost ground, but Starzo has lost his life.
He always has such a good read. It's equalized almost immediately, waiting for CNED. That's going to put the man advantage in their favor. The trip as well has pretty much got them everything. And now it'll be left all onto one, and they're going to clean up this round.
Weaponry disadvantages are stacking up. The time running down bit by bit. Direct counter to the flash. The paranoia comes in perfectly timed. Although they lose one player, still able to fall back, play their post plans, but on the way back, Starzo's caught. Now FUT start to flood the site, get ever closer to that spike. A question of damage comes into the game as well. 3 versus 3, rifle for Cracks, long range shot connected, leaving one low. Good shot from CNED. And seems to be where it ends with EDG a little bit too locked out by the door.
The players from FUT are ready and waiting. But actually, they're going to be the one to get that opener, but it's very quickly traded.
Yeah, damage done on the Starzo.
30 seconds left.
Some small advantage for FUT, but again, we've seen this setup. Koi will wait, run down that clock, play paranoia to go for a bit of aggression. There it is, right over for Starzo, allowing him 3 kills and cutting this retake completely in half. 12 seconds left. That spike still needs to be planted. I mean, I'm getting a little bit worried. They had a lot of time, a lot of space, but it looks like they might have it done. 5 seconds.
Trying to hit him with those stuns, chase him down, hunt him out, all the utility thrown in. He still manages to get one. They put everything on Ada Captain in that round, and hey, he did something at least.
A Blade Storm acquired for CNED, Rolling Thunder put through. Like I said, this is a round that they want, that they can rely on those ultimates to give them the advantage in. And the shot fired by EDG lands on Grabinho. Numbers thinning out, and Starzo's only good for one. It has to be Shados. And although he finds the diffuser, there's plenty more for FUT to fall back on. And in fact, the aggression from EDG is just now coming in. Big push on the A site. That's when your flank wants to go and make that lurk play. But EDG ends up finding Shados. Now the B site's been spotted to be that bit more open. No more Cypher utility, and the B player pushed. You know there's not going to be someone holding his back. Why would they? So these players are locked out on the side of FUT. It would be an aggressive play to go for. And in fact, Camo's the one with the aggression, going straight into CNED. Gets his one and backs right out. The op is ready, but look at Grabinho's second lurker catching that impact.
Just an irritation. That's now leaving it into a 4v3 retake. It's definitely not going to be easy. Already, Shados will drop another, and CNED's operator is the only. Shadow, lurking. He's not going to get anything. He will meet the same fate as anybody else who's faced off against this operator this round. And CNED even looking for a little bit more. He should be allowed. Oh, no, never mind. Grabinho's going to get him right.
Well and truly in it on the side of Koi. Operator from CNED, much more aggressive than before, and it's Starzo to pay the price. Dash only now activated. CNED staying up close and eventually giving the position up with Grabinho on the backside. CNED now knows that. And they'll try to back all the way out, hit by every flash and stun under the sun. He's down and out of the round, and Camo looks to take the space inside the smoke.
Take this!
Oh, they're going to continue to push. They don't want to allow for a retake, but Cracks, ever vigilant, ever accurate. He's going to land the shot, but Shados could do it right back. A 1-2 punch that puts things into a 2 versus 2. Low on HP, not looking the right way. And now it's Shadow's turn. The IGL trying to lead from the front. On the side, trying to wrap back around. He's heard the steps. They may have even heard the drop down, though. They have an idea. It doesn't matter. Nightfall going to be utilized, but he's so close by. The shot's not connected, though. And now Shadow could just play with it. He's gone all the way around, trying to bait his opponent. It's going to be him running into the smoke at the last second, and he will clutch this one up.
Ult used on C. Starzo flash. It goes a little deep, but the physician catches EDG off guard. Couldn't quite find him. Blinded up. Spam through the smoke. Good. Only for one, but it's traded back. 4 versus 3 with Rolling Thunder used. Save spot for Shadow. That could be a problem. He's able to land the shots on CNET, and the site control is not relinquished. 8. Breach utility from Prax is primed and ready. But CNET's dropped a little too quickly. Numbers back to equal.
Timing here is going to be everything. They are running into the lines. Well, you might not believe it, but he got 2 there.
Left. There.
It leaves a plant. An aggressive position by Shadows.
Spike planted.
That information's about to find its way into their hands. They're looking the wrong way, but as he emerges, all guns turn to Shados, and the defuse already halved, and Shadow's out of ammo. There's no way to deny this anymore. FUT with a 3rd round found at last.
It may not matter. 2 players to defend this. Starzo TP's in, but he goes down. Just trying to make their way into the site. That flank is coming, but they found the kills. They've done what they needed. This time, plenty of time to play with. And in the meantime, they're trying to deal with what has been Grubinho's flank, but this time it doesn't exist.
CNET's caught and being pushed on. Updraft used, but he's not quick enough. Neon's right around that corner. Good kill for Captain. Low HP on Grubinho. Camo's being tagged too. It's still doable for this squad, but that sneaky spot from Grubinho might just have locked out the round. Captain with 2 more to drop and a crossfire. Oh, it's off the spike tap as well. This is going to be a really tough one to find value. The cage does give him a 1v1, but the shots don't land. And with that halfway, Camo's swinging. He knows the timing. Well, for Koi, 9 rounds, a chance to extend further. This would be 4 out of 4 pistols, and it's off to a great start. 2 quick kills from Shados. He's trapped in the corner and dropped by wallbangs, but here comes the crunch. A few more shots have landed, some players low. Camo 70 on his way around, catches them stunned, good for 1. Fights back, seemed to be going well, but Yedege, his position known, the reload heard, and the spike not planted for him. He has to cross, and they know that. With Shadow holding it, there was no way to stop the defuse.
So,
look at the score.
It's understandable that they want to make sure they get those early rounds. Now that's a good start. Mr. Fallen, gonna get 1, but it is going to be traded out. Starzo's taken quite a bit of damage, and actually, because of that, they're going to go pushing, waiting on the other side. That's another freebie. Nice work from Shados, at least. His aim's been crispy, and Camo's there to trade things back. It is CNED.
That's double. He's feeling comfy, but with 2 guns up against him.
Oh, timing almost worked out for them, but no. Krax was defending. And Starzo's just going to opt to take the gun and leave.
Of course. Also some passive ones, but even that's spotted. Koi have pulled a couple good rounds out of the bag. Oh, well, that's Shados gone. Down to the pistols. They will quickly be dispatched.
Yeah, 1 more kill for CNED. That Blade Storm would be available. It seems like he's not really in the need to risk it, especially when you consider where the orbs are on this map.
Here's their chance. Oh, nice early aggression as well. Oh, well, you know what, Mr. I think Koi did well to find that kill. Tracked. Cause all the eyes to be looking forward. Paranoia comes in, that might give it away. It should, in fact, but Grubinho still gets 1. Fortunately, he's the last man left, and they most certainly know where he is now. When Mr. Fallen isn't just spamming back through his smoke. And a lot of success on C. In fact, Shados, he doesn't have a dash. This isn't a jet. There's no way out. Got the advantage, and it's baited them into a false sense of security. They think the site is much more open. That's Grubinho with a freebie. And he could have even followed up if only he knew how low Krax was.
I'll handle this.
Already, dimensional drift. Gonna get them that extra information. I'd be blown away if Starzo tries to stick this one.
4v3, get out. Gate crash to spawn. Okay, this is fine too.
There for support. For FUT, this is a round is a must-win, and it is not looking like that right now.
Down A.
They're needing a hero while CNED's ended up in a 1v4. Something happened in this round, and with the high, the low setup, the high disappeared for a little bit, but it shouldn't matter. 26 HP, 13 seconds, so much still to find. Mistakes would need to be made. He's trying to bait them into the fight, and eventually, thankfully.
Was this out? For Koi, it's an inevitability, you would imagine. Nice shot from CNED, even stunned up. The stuns really are cosmetic. Off an angle, and that is actually used by Starzo to get a little bit closer. Stun does its work. Nice shot for Grubinho. Returned onto Shadow, but it's Mr. Fallen I was waiting for. His position on the side with cracks is perfect. And
a purchase. Having the right players in the right place at the right time, and Camo has been the right player throughout the majority of this series. He'll pick up one, but getting into the after plant, it's not like there's any special weaponry that they have. It's only going to be those pistols.
One less now. And Mr. Fallen up close to CNED on top, ready for these fights. And well, that's not ideal for Shadow. Caught with utility in hand, easy double for CNED. Mr. Fallen tucked in as Ada Captain takes the fight. He was ready to trade if needed. Won't find the kill when he goes for it, but I think that timer's already ticking away fast enough. Got utility from Shadow.
There is the start. Stars over one. It's actually going to throw out the dimensional drift.
Spike planted.
Looking at CNED and Mr. Fallen. CNED's baiting a big bait, but they swing it anyways. Checking up top, covering all their bases, and Koi with a much better fighting face in round 20.
It's possible for them to try and counter this. For now, though, that's a little bit of a better start for Yedajay. Bear in mind, so far FUT have won 0 pistol rounds.
Koi don't have it. Initial fights go the way.
Oh, okay.
Nade trades it back, keeps it even, and CNED pulls them ahead slightly, and Yedajay doubles that down. 3 versus 1. Shados, last man, tucked in a corner. Might have a chance on the first fight, but once he's spotted, they all strike. 1-0.
Map, why would they let it through? So it does seem like they could have had some counter plays here as well, because I think that's the thing.
Coming all the way to this final map. Let's hope their work shows some fruit. Yedajay, nice kill with the Outlaw 2. In fact, the collat with Camo and Shados going down, and that's a lot of the threat of this round gone. The flank neutered down to just one player, and it's Grabinho.
I think if he gets a couple, that would be nice, but not going to be the case.
Not quite the angle, and they're clearing him with 2 players as he eventually swings.
Yeah, and now they're ready for the other side as well. And CNED. It's going to be all too easy. A little bit further behind, and it doesn't matter. Cranks is going to land on the shots anyway. That solo hero rifle is just not in the right place. And again, it might just be a moment to save Grabinho. Chance for him to do a little bit of extra damage, but it doesn't last very long. That Outlaw has lasted a lot longer than I expected it to. I think he's just about avoided where that cam is, but well, it doesn't even matter. They now have him trapped in, boxed into a corner. That gun's going to be gone as well.
And it's sitting down on the B site where no doubt they'll look to push into. The nade immediately dealing damage and stopping the ult from having any impact, but CNED loses his life to Camo nonetheless.
It's one of the better opportunities they've had. Flash. Doesn't really catch another captain. You could see the confidence the FUT are now playing with. Been caught instead. It's definitely not gone to plan, but I guess it doesn't matter. They're still winning a lot of these fights, even sending in wingman on either side. It seems like they're doing a lot of things in tandem, but the fact is the time is now the bigger issue. Ticking away. They've got it to half, but it doesn't even matter. Camo has to try and just fall back, has to try and retreat, and will end up going up with the spike. Forced to the back, Showstopper used alongside it. They have to retreat out of this one, and Starzo wasn't able to. Neither was Camo. Round done.
I mean, by the time the Showstopper is fired, Tom, it's a 5v2. There were no targets to take down. In fact, Yedajay might be able to see through walls. He knew he was there. Still hunting him down from both sides. In fact, the cam spotting one avenue, the trap seeing another. And Shados will do well to at least avoid losing his rifle for now.
I don't think he needs anything to tell them where he's coming from, and it won't matter. Again, they're going to get cleaned up.
SMG they've got to work with, although it's the pistols that find the value. Starzo with a quick double.
2 guns, potential to be retrieved. An Outlaw guarding. Camo's gonna go pushing, and one of the rifles picked up and used. And now Shados has found another. Not the round that we expected to be the first onto the board, but it looks like Crack's gonna have to pull off a 1 versus 5 with every single piece of utility thrown in. I can't believe it. An eco round and a Luthia flawless.
Even a Dizzy thrown through with the paranoia. Lots committed to that fight for Koi, but they get absolutely nothing. Too many players tucked in, ready to fight. After that utility, bloomed. Starzo does well. One of the only chances for Koi to really find the value with Grabinho spotted out. Okay, he holds on to short control, but Cracks takes them all down.
For the rest of the season, but FUT are looking like a different beast. Yedajay He's probably going to go back to his Outlaw now. There's definitely had more success. Camo on the flank as well. There's a much more aggressive stance there, waiting, not checking the angle, but still getting the kill.
Oh, but he's giving away his position. But Dizzy's go. Never mind. No danger for Shadow. He is the danger. Quick shot on the CNET. And still a heartbeat to Koi on this. Looks like the retake's been successful with just cracks to deal with, and this time the clutch is a bit too much to ask.
Finances of their opponent. Camo's doing it again. Really nice pop flash. The setup from Starzo this time there.
Blitz in from CNET, and Shados was tucked in, ready to fight. But not good for the follow-up. Still, it keeps the numbers in favor of Koi as the rotations are coming through now. We see the three players.
Great way back in. It's already going to be immediately broken. Now, bear in mind, Cracks is one away from his own. Camo leading the charge, but he's met by Ada Captain. Evening things up. All three players from the side of Koi moving as a death ball, and Ada Captain's going to TP behind them. He's playing like a maniac. His third kill of the round, trying to set things up for Cracks, who's just waiting in the corner. Most of FUT are making their move. Camo, he's just been insta-double dinked. Doesn't last long at all. And now that was your main point of entry. The spike's also been dropped in the open, but they have at least been able to find Mr. Fallen.
Breach utility out of this equation at least, and there goes out of Captain too. Maybe they can box them in though and make this costly.
There.
A chance to maybe farm up a few orbs for the side of Koi. The goal, it seems, is to box them in, especially with the way that these post plants normally go. You're expecting, as you can see, all of the players in B main looking to just try and spam. The thing is, though, Koi are actually aware of this. They thought, okay, we haven't seen anybody push elsewhere. Even still, though, 2 players already dropped, still locked in. They haven't made an escape out of this B site just yet, and it is so costly.
It's the best part about this map, really, isn't it? And it's exactly what you talked about earlier. Tucked up, defusing is next to impossible. FUT try to go aggressive, take the fight to Koi. Not a great start, but the defuse underway. The body blocks are in, and they've done it right underneath their nose with 4 players still standing, Tom.
Somebody looking to play the way back through market. This round, though, is already off to a bang, and with Camo down. But the fact is, with already a man advantage, not really a reason to play too aggressively. Grabinho has done excellently, though.
He's avoided the flash, too, but not the paranoia. Starzo's here to help him out, though, as was Shadow.
An ultimate for CNET and a couple very close by. This is such an aggressive push. The utility thrown out, but...
Spike down A.
Not to that deeper choke points. Those players still able to see. Crouch peek gets the better of Cracks, and just 2 pistols left. 2 versus 4. Yes, FUT can be dangerous in these rounds, but this time that shouldn't be the case. Down to 50. Mr. Fallen is tagged, and he's in danger. Pop flash doesn't land. He gets another shot off, but it's not landing for the kill. The support is here now. Yedege able to help out. Mr. Fallen down to 1. Good stun, good swing. Yedege able to follow up, make it costly.
They've almost walked into the Lion's Den unintentionally. There are so many players from FUT around this angle that Koi were not expecting. They were hoping to catch the rotations, but missed the timing by a little bit. CNET, though, he'll fall. Camo's won that battle, and again, brought the equalization.
Player spotted back, that's Thrash cancelled out. They don't want to swing too aggressively, though, knowing there's probably a bodyguard, and Camo was dropped right off rip.
They're going to try and run this back. I don't even know if they would have had time anyway, but even if they did.
Can be quite situational. Showstopper on the other hand. Oh, okay, a fantastic cancellation of the ult, but CNET's still alive. He's still fighting, and 2 kills before he falls. It seemed like they countered him, but there's no countering skills like that. Shadow, the last remaining player, and he's been flanked out by Ada Captain. A quick conclusion to